if I go to these local meetups, I feel like a fraud. I'm just like, I don't belong here. I don't know anybody here. What am I doing here? And so I'm wondering, did you feel any of that, because this being your first event? And if you did, do you have any tips for people that are thinking about going to their first meetup, their first event? Well, how can you make it useful?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely still deal with that. Every time someone asks me what I do, I'm like, oh, I'm trying to become a Bitcoin developer. And I'm not very confident about it. But then afterwards, I'm like, I'm getting paid to build Bitcoin software. Why do I not identify as a Bitcoin developer? Part of it is I'm comparing myself to all the protocol devs and the people that have been doing it for the last 10 years. I'm not on their level, so I don't feel like I identify as that. And then even more generally, just being a software engineer, I prefer to call myself like a programmer or a developer. I still have a hard time identifying as a software engineer, even though I am engineering software. Like I come up with an idea and I put the ideas together to make it what it is, but it's just hard to identify as that. I mean, there's definitely part of it is just building my own skills. I slowly am becoming more confident. Then there is just that identity shift that I don't know exactly how to overcome. There's this guy that I met in Austin. He kind of has a similar background as me, and he went to a boot camp, but he did it 3 or so years before I did. Something that he talks about a lot is that like imposter syndrome. But what he realized is that he can make his identity, he calls himself the Bitcoin pleb dev, and he can make his identity like that he is a developer that's learning. Like in Bitcoin, a common, like people call each other plebs, or they call themselves plebs, which is just kind of like, I don't know, a plebeian, like just a low hanging citizen. And so he's said that by identifying as a pleb dev and saying that he doesn't know everything and that he's learning kind of helps give himself more confidence, because he's not trying to live up to who the protocol devs are. He's just a pleb dev learning, building what he can. So kind of having that shift in mindset is helpful.